Hi, I'm here. Today we're going to remember 1965, the year Jessie Murphy discovered heartbreak and healing. 1965 was a big year for Jessie Murph. At 21, he left his home in South Carolina for Nashville, Tennessee, where he got a job working in construction and began writing songs at night. In August, he signed his first record deal. And in November, he had his first no-one hit with Put Your Arms Around Me, Honey. But it was also in 1965 that Jessie suffered his first heartbreak. That's right. 1965 was the year that Jessie Murph lost his virginity. And not to a woman, but to a man named Johnny Bush. The story goes like this. Jessie and his buddy Johnny were hanging out at a bar one night when they started talking about women. As the drinks went down, so did their inhibitions. And before they knew it, they were making out. Well, Jessie later told CMT, I never had been around a guy that wanted to do what I wanted to do. And I didn't know if it was right or wrong, but I liked it. From that point on, Jessie and Johnny became lovers as well as friends. They toured together and even shared a house. And all the while, Jessie continued to have hits. Cut and Get It Off My Mind, and You Can Depend on Me. Both reached one in 1966, and in 1967, he had two more chart toppers with It's Not the End of the World and A Little Less Conversation. But behind the scenes, Jessie's personal life was falling apart. He and Johnny eventually broke up, leaving Jessie devastated. He began drinking heavily and his career began to suffer. In 1971, he was dropped from his label and he retreated to South Carolina, ashamed and heartbroken. He had lost the love of his life and he felt like he had nothing else. Then one day, Jessie's brother gave him an ultimatum. He could either get over Johnny or move out. So Jessie did what any reasonable person would do. He threw himself into his work. Over the next few years, he poured all his heartache and pain into his music. And in 1975, he had a comeback with a song called The Most Beautiful Girl. It wasn't just a beautiful song, it was also beautiful in its simplicity. Jessie had written it about a real girl, a waitress he had met while working in a bar. Her name was Donna Zhang, and she had no idea that Jessie was a famous singer. All she knew was that he was a good friend who always made her laugh. Well, Jessie soon found himself falling in love again, but this time he was more careful. He knew that if he was going to get hurt again, he didn't want it to be because of his own doing. So he took it slow with Donna Zhang and eventually proposed. She said yes, and they were married in 1978. Soon after, Jessie's career took off again. He had another no-one hit with Out of the Blue. Then in 1982, he won his first Grammy for Why Does It Have to Be This Way? Throughout the 80s and 90s, Jessie continued to tour and make music, but now there was something different about him. He was happy. He had a beautiful wife, a successful career, and a newfound sense of peace. He knew that he had experienced heartbreak, but he also knew that he had come out of it stronger. So let's take a moment to remember 1965, the year that Jessie Murphy discovered heartbreak and healing. It was a year that changed his life forever, and without it, he might not have become the man he was meant to be. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like it. You can also follow us on social media to see what we're up to these days. If you want to learn more about Jessie Murph, check out our full video on his life and career. We'll see you next time. And now back to our regular programming. In 1963, a young man named Jessie Murphy left his small hometown of Lancaster, South Carolina, for the bright lights of Nashville, Tennessee. He was just 19 years old and had big dreams, but he was also naive. He didn't know what he was getting himself into. As soon as he arrived in Nashville, he got a job working in construction and spent his nights writing songs. It was during this time that he met some people who introduced him to the world of country music. They took him to bars and honky-tonks where he listened to other musicians and learned how to play the guitar. He was a natural, and soon he was playing gigs of his own. Well, fast forward 2 years, and Jessie is now 21 years old. He has a modest hit with Put Your Arms Around Me, Honey, and is starting to make a name for himself in the industry. But behind the scenes, Jessie is struggling with his sexuality. He is in a relationship with a man named Johnny Bush, but he is also attracted to women. He is confused and doesn't know what to do. One night, Jessie and Johnny are at a bar when they start talking about women. They're both equally attracted to them, but neither knows how to act on it. As the drinks go down, so does their inhibitions. And before they know it, they're making out. It's a passionate kiss, and Jessie feels a sense of relief he has never felt before. From that moment on, Jessie and Johnny are inseparable. They tour together, share a house, and everything in between. Meanwhile, Jessie's career continues to take off. He has back-to-back #1 hits with K Ain't Get It Off My Mind and You Can Depend on Me. But behind the scenes, things are not as perfect as they seem. Jessie and Johnny's relationship is causing him a lot of pain. He loves Johnny, but he is also ashamed of his homosexuality. He knows that if people found out, his career would be over. In 1967, Jessie's brother catches them together and threatens to tell the world unless Jessie breaks up with Johnny. Torn between his love for Johnny and his fear of losing everything, Jessie chooses to break up with Johnny. It is one of the hardest things he has ever done. In the aftermath of the breakup, Johnny moves away and Jessie throws himself into his work. But it's not the same. He doesn't have the same passion or drive, and his career begins to suffer. In 1971, he is dropped from his label, and he retreats to South Carolina, ashamed and heartbroken. He has lost the love of his life, and he feels like he has nothing else. Jessie's brother takes him aside and tells him he needs to move on. "You can't keep living in the past," he says. "You need to get over Johnny or move out." It is the wake-up call Jessie needs. He knows his brother is right, but he isn't ready to give up on Johnny yet. He still has feelings for him, and he isn't sure if those feelings will ever go away. Well, the next few years are a blur to Jessie. He tries to move on, but it just doesn't seem possible. He is stuck in his own personal hell, and he doesn't know how to escape. Then one day, Jessie meets a woman named Donna Jung. She is a waitress at a local diner, and Jessie is immediately drawn to her. There's something about her that makes him feel good, like she understands him in a way that no one else does. He starts spending more time with her, taking her on dates and making her laugh. For the first time in a long time, Jessie feels like there is hope for him. Maybe he can move on from Johnny and start fresh with Donna. Well, Jessie's brother sees how happy Donna makes Jessie and gives him the green light. He introduces Jessie to his family, and soon they are planning a wedding. Jessie is overjoyed. He finally feels like his life is back on track. On their first anniversary, Jessie surprises Donna with a trip to Nashville. He wants to show her the city where he became famous and the place that holds so many memories for him. While they're there, they visit a recording studio, and Jessie impulsively records a song. He doesn't know what he's doing, but something comes over him, and he pours his heart and soul into the track. When it's over, he and Donna listen back, and they are blown away. It is the best song Jessie has ever written. Back home, Jessie tells Donna that he wants to release the song as a single. She is supportive, but also worried. She knows how much Jessie has been through in the past, and she doesn't want to see him get hurt again, but Jessie is determined. He believes that this song is his best work, and he wants to share it with the world. Donna eventually agrees, and Jessie sends the song off to a few labels. A few weeks later, he gets a call from a producer who wants to sign him. Overjoyed, Jessie tells Donna the news, and they celebrate with a kiss. Finally, Jessie's career is taking off again. He releases the song, and it becomes a hit. Soon he is touring again and living the life he once had with Johnny. But this time it's different. Jessie is happy. He has a beautiful wife, a successful career, and a newfound sense of peace. He knows that he has experienced heartbreak, but he also knows that he has come out of it stronger. As the years go on, Jessie continues to make music and tour. But now there is something different about him. He is content. He has found happiness after heartbreak, and he knows that he is truly living his best life. And that's all we have for you today. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like it